in your home there were dishes for guests. Listen,
Absolutely.
during lunchtime or during dinner, you couldn't just use
No way.
anything.
No way.
You can, if you would just try and get anything, the kind of look mom would give you. Like, are you kidding me?
In fact, she could be surprised. What are you doing at that section of the
Hi
guys.
This is Chameli Faith.
And Lucy Wilbus.
Welcome to Blend and Bond podcast.
Real stories, deep connections.
Now, guys, on today's episode,
Yeah,
do you want to say it or should I go first?
go ahead.
Guys, this is a very interesting topic. We literally loved it the moment we thought about it. Are you
Yeah,
going to tell us
that's
the
right.
topic?
So, today we're going to talk about African parent math.
Oh my goodness. This is such a wide topic and a topic that I'm pretty sure so many people can relate.
Yeah, and I'm sure once I talked of that, you already have a few of them in your mind, and I'm sure already laughing or smiling at them.
I know.
So, do you want to go first?
Yes, I want to go first because
Okay.
yeah, I feel like as Africans, I mean African parent math, as Africans, I mean you would even think we probably came from the same family or something because literally like whatever happened in my home is probably what was happening in somebody else's home.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because one of my favorite African parent math, I would say, is when you are sick.
Okay.
That if you're sick and after some time is like you start feeling better, then you're definitely cured and glory be to God. And listen, you could just be smiling because you just come on now, you're just smiling. But as an African parent, they will look at you and they will think you are cured, and if you were supposed to go to school, then you're gonna go to school tomorrow.
Yes.
What do you
the moment
think?
you smile,
Uh-huh.
you're healed, no more pain.
No.
And if you are sick at 6 a.m.
Uh-huh.
and you smile at 9 a.m., trust me, girl, you're going back to
You
school.
are going back to school. And seriously, that is so funny.
I know, because can't you smile when you're
Right.
sick?
So meaning if you are sick in an African home, you need to keep a straight face.
You have to be very sick, very desperate.
You also need to act sick.
You have to act
Listen.
sick. In fact, you're not supposed to eat.
You're not supposed to eat even your working style.
Everything changes on that day.
The way you're working, you should bend a little bit. If you said you had a stomach ache,
Then you should show that the stomach is in pain. And
oh my God.
the moment you laugh, yeah, you're cured.
Why are you laughing?
You can even go to the river to get some water.
Because why are you laughing? You said you were sick.
You're sick. In
Why?
fact,
Yeah.
I think they expect that when you talk of being sick,
Right.
you should be bedridden.
Oh my God.
You can't talk. You can't eat, because the moment you finish your food, you're healed. You can't be sick and you finish a cup of porridge.
Oh my God. So meaning if you're sick, you're even supposed to eat just a little bit.
Yeah, but I understand why they say that, because
But why? I really don't kind of get it. No, I don't get it. Why?
when I was young and I never wanted to go to school, of course you get sick. You will start with, I have a headache. My toes are aching. And you know, when you're a kid, you don't even know where to fall sick.
Okay, yeah.
Your toes could be aching,
Yeah.
or your eyes can't see properly, or your hair itches, so you're sick. You understand?
Okay.
So I understand their point of view, but in an African setup, you can't sick and eat,
No,
smile,
it's not possible.
Laugh.
It's not possible.
finish your food. It's not possible.
I know. So that is really one of my favorite African parent myth, because I think that was probably, if not in every home, then in most homes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So you can tell us whether.
Yeah. Did that
That's your
apply
case.
in your home?
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
How about you?
All right, I'll go for, if you break one plate, break them all.
I think if you say that, you're reminding me of mom.
Yeah.
You know, because she used to say, that okay, you've decided to break my plates. Just break them all then.
Go to the cupboard, bring them all, drop them on the floor. Go out where they hang the clothes.
Yeah.
Sorry, the dishes. Drop them on the floor. You could even hear
Oh my God.
the moment you drop that plate or cup, mommy goes, okay, break them all. Because you bought them. Do what? Break them.
But in the real sense, what they mean is that if you try to break another one, you won't like it.
And it
You
already
know?
means that you're in trouble.
Or you're definitely in trouble.
What were you doing with that dish?
And accidents do happen.
Okay, now this reminds me. In an African home
Okay.
where we grew, there was this lamp, a source of light, of course,
Okay.
where you could go buy paraffin and pour in that bottle. Then there was this metallic, it was kind of circular.
Okay.
It is called a lantern. I can't remember the name.
Okay. Yeah, I think I remember it.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
So this thing, you had to be very careful cleaning it. Because the moment you break that,
What do you think we are going to use as a source of lighting that day?
what were you thinking? Where were your minds? I told you to be careful with this, and that thing, I think I'm still traumatized.
Did you
Because
break one?
Of course, I did.
Wow.
Because you had to be very careful, and you're a kid. I mean,
yeah.
you're a child. You're not
Yeah.
as careful as they
Right.
expect.
And I think by them doing that, now they taught us kind of in being careful,
yeah, of course.
being careful about what we, okay.
Yeah.
In that, I think they taught us about being careful.
Yeah,
Yeah. And it has kind of helped us. What do you think?
it has, of course.
Yeah.
Now you have to be careful, and I think it also taught us to be gentle, because you came to realize that is a very sacred thing in the home.
Yeah.
It is very important, because anytime you break it, of course, you won't have source of light at home. So it taught us to be gentle,
Right.
to be very careful with whatever we come across.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And I have another point that in your home, there were dishes for guests. Listen,
Absolutely.
during lunchtime or during dinner, for instance, in our home,
Yes.
you couldn't just use
No way.
anything.
No way.
You can, if you would just try and get anything, the kind of look mom would give you, like, are you kidding me?
In fact, she could be surprised. What are you doing at that section of the What are you doing there? I don't expect to see a hand hovering over that area. See, I know you can relate. Because there was a section for guests' cutlery.
It's really funny. Yeah.
There was a section for their mugs. So anytime visitors come, you could take them out very carefully. And whenever you went to wash those dishes, you had to do it carefully. And when you're putting them back to the cupboard,
Oh my
you
God.
have to be very cautious.
You had to be very cautious, because if you break them, you wouldn't like it. If you break them, you wouldn't like it. Oh my God, this is really funny.
It
know,
is.
and
It
the
is.
fact that right now, I feel like where we are right now, you just use anything. I mean,
Yeah,
you are
of
important
course,
too,
of
right?
course,
Yeah,
of
such
course.
that when the guests come, they can still use them. I mean, they're still in good condition anyway. It's not like, guys, that was a good one.
Yeah, and you even find that at some point, mom could go shopping
Yeah.
and she says, I no longer have cutlery or utensils for guests.
Yeah.
So I need to go buy them. And when she brings them, sometimes she even puts them in the cupboard when they're still in those, when they're still packed.
When they're still packed, exactly.
You unbox them when they only need it.
When the guests are coming. But, they really, I mean, it's not like we don't take our guests seriously. We do. But we also take, I mean, we are still,
I think with that,
Yeah.
it's kind of triggering, because I'm also special. Why can't I use those
Thank you.
plates? Why can't I use those cups and mugs?
Yeah.
So with me, I find that quite out of place.
Yeah.
Because it's just cutlery anyway. But we understand their point.
No, we definitely do.
Yes.
It's because probably maybe they knew we were, I don't know if we were careless, if we would break them.
Yeah, probably. Then
Maybe.
I'm also sure we were still kids. So
Yeah.
you probably break them or something.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, I'll go next.
Okay.
If one sibling is in trouble, all of you are in trouble.
If you would do something, I remember nobody, oh my God, everybody tries to be in their best behavior that day because I think
I know.
everybody in the house tries to be in their best behavior because now the person who did a mistake was probably beaten or, they were punished in a way.
Let me tell you.
Yeah?
I remember one day.
You remember? Okay.
I do. When one of us overslept in the morning, which is also another abomination in an African home. How does the sun rise when you're still in bed? So what happened?
Make it make sense. How?
So what happened that day?
Yeah.
I think one of us woke up quite early.
Yeah.
And then probably it was you or me or somebody else.
Yeah.
Really slept late and woke up very late. And you remember those times when you wake up late and daddy is home.
Oh, wow. You couldn't sleep till late. I mean, come on.
You wake up late and daddy is home.
What do you mean? Are you joking?
The only thing daddy did was he just called us to the lounge. And when my dad calls you, it's just a lecture.
It's just...
We were used to it.
Daddy, if you're watching this...
I know, Daddy, you will watch this. We really loved it. We really loved those lectures. Because as it now, when I think of it, I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because those lectures, we'd call them lectures, but they were very deep conversations and deep talks that Daddy could remind you, how do you wake up late? When you get married, is this how you're going to behave?
Exactly.
Or even when you
are going to embarrass me.
Yeah, when you become an adult, is this what you're going to do? So that day, Daddy just called us. We went to the lounge. And the next thing was, I think, a 2-hour lecture on how you have to be responsible, on how that's an embarrassment in the society.
Yeah.
How you have to be very careful.
You would even relate it on how you're embarrassing the church because of waking up late. Yeah, seriously.
I know. So, but I really appreciate that because it really taught us to be very responsible beings.
Yeah.
And
did.
I'm very appreciative of that, honestly. Of the talks we had with the parents, I love them.
Yeah.
At that time, I did not, but now I really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think me too. Yeah, I would say the same thing.
Yeah.
Another thing I think African parents did that I would say, in my opinion, I kind of didn't like it. I would say comparison.
Yeah.
Comparison between siblings and between, even your neighbors. I would give an example when it comes to siblings, right? Like, if your sister, I would use an example of you, right? Because you used to study a lot. Guys, I used to study, but not a lot. I used to study and I got to sleep. But she used to study a lot. Like she used to it got to a point where you would bring the water in a bucket and then she puts her feet in the water. Me, I never did that. So my parents were probably wondering, your sister is more serious than you. Why are you not studying to a point like you even sacrifice your sleep, wake up early in the morning? Guys, me, I used to study, but not. Why would I put my feet in water? Now, my dad would say, when he's probably telling me about working hard in school, he would definitely say, your sister. Your sister studies. She even wakes up early in the morning, and at night she even puts her feet in the water to study. Yeah, and for a minute, I kind of don't like it. If it happens, I feel like for me, it didn't affect me in any way anyway, but I feel like it could probably affect somebody.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, because there's a lot of comparisons.
Yeah, not
In-
so good.
Yeah, in the African setup.
Yeah.
Because one, they will be
Yeah.
always comparing you with your cousins
Yeah.
who
right.
are abroad, or with your cousins who are doing well in school.
Yeah.
So the minds are limited to just school and house chores, because sometimes you could oversleep and mom is like, do you know your cousin already woke up? She already went to the river.
Yes.
She already cooked.
Oh my God,
She's now
yeah.
washing clothes.
But look at you.
understand. Now
Yeah.
look at you.
What time are you waking up?
So
Now you have to feel guilty.
I know.
That, oh my God. Yeah, I'm not making my parents proud at all.
So yeah. So I
You know,
think with
and,
that,
for going to the, because just because you've not gone to the river, you've not done those things. Come on, they just, I don't know, but for me, I feel like they were basic.
I get your point.
Yeah.
Because one thing that's really comes into play here is comparison can really lower someone's self-esteem.
Yes,
Because we are
yes.
not created in the same manner.
Everybody's
We
very
have-
different.
We have different personalities, different strengths,
Yeah.
different weaknesses.
Yeah.
So I think it's important for a parent to know the type of
Yeah.
a person each kid is, so that they can be handled in the way they are,
Right.
as opposed to comparing them and expecting all kids to behave in the same
just
way.
because they're siblings.
Just because they're
No,
siblings.
just because your kids are siblings doesn't mean they're the same. They are very different.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it.
Right.
Who is going next?
You are going next.
Am I going next?
Yep.
All right. The next is, if you smile while looking at your phone, then you have a boyfriend.
Oh my God. Yes. And that will get you a very long lecture. Or you're just going to have, me and you are going to have to talk. Now, your parent and you're going to have to have a conversation. Because why are you smiling? Why are you
Why
smiling?
are you smiling? Who are you talking to? And they
You
they never ask it directly, like, is that your boyfriend? They'll be like, have you found a friend?
Yeah. Yeah. So you're like, no, it's just my friend, just my friend. So it's like, okay, but there's some behaviors. Now that's how something, the lecture just comes in. I don't know, but oh my God, seriously.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it happened a lot of
Alright.
times. Yeah. Also talking about the fact, you just spoke about that, and it just reminded me about the fact that I don't know in other homes, but you couldn't have a phone. Huh?
Yes.
You couldn't have a phone. Like, okay, I would talk from our family. In our home, you could not have a phone. When you're in primary school, when you're in high school, you could not have a phone.
I know there's a story coming. Tell us. What happened?
I think you even remember it better than I do.
I do.
Yeah, you tell us that story.
So what happened?
Yeah.
I have two stories.
Ha, okay.
The first one is about you, and the second is about me.
Okay.
Which one do I start with?
You start with mine then.
With yours.
Yeah.
So I think you were in high school from 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
You were so obsessed with this phone.
Oh my God. I don't even, whose phone was it?
Mom's.
Was it, oh, yours, man.
Mom's,
Okay.
but you had a SIM card that belonged to you.
Oh my God. What was I even doing with it?
So, you used to take your SIM card and put it in mom's phone and use it to chat with your friends. And mom was worried that you're not studying. And I was worried as well, because you were always using your phone. The only
Oh my
time you
God.
could talk to us was when the phone was charging.
Okay, I know, but we usually talk. What are we supposed to talk about the whole day?
The only time that you could engage with us was when the phone was charging or mom is away.
Okay.
Other than that, Faith was
On
always
the phone.
chatting. So mom asked me, what do you think we can do? And I told mom, let's hide the phone.
And I think talking
Actually,
about that,
it
yeah.
wasn't mom's phone. I think there was an extra phone,
Phone at home. Okay.
There was an extra phone at home. Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you found a charger, because the phone was no longer working.
Oh, wow.
So I told mom, the best thing we can do is we need to hide this phone.
And I think by you guys hiding that phone, I've never trusted you guys like that. And it really made me angry.
Are you still angry?
And I think I'm still angry, to be
I
honest.
I think it's better now because the time I used to ask you about it, you always got mad immediately. But I think you're healed.
No, I'm better now.
Bless your heart.
But you just no. But you just said it, and then it made me angry again. I'm like, no, you guys did me bad.
Oh, I bless you.
No, can you just please ask for forgiveness because you and mom did me dirty. Like that was not nice at all.
So
I know at that time you did it for my.
Let me finish the story and then I apologize.
All right, then go ahead.
So what happened?
Yeah,
we hid the phone, and Faith went looking for the phone. She couldn't find it, and she asked me, "Have you seen my phone?" And I told her, "No, I haven't." "Mom, have you seen my phone?" "No, I haven't." I tell you guys,
that's so bad.
she is clever. Guess what?
Did I find it?
Of course.
I don't remember.
Of course, you found the phone under the suitcase in mommy and daddy's bedroom.
Interesting. Wow. Seriously, I can't remember.
You know what shocked us was?
Yeah.
Mom asked me, "Did you tell Faith where we put the phone?"
Yeah.
And I told her, no. And I told her, "What has happened?" And she just tells me, "I've seen her with the phone." Guys, we were shocked and stressed.
No, but seriously, I don't.
Because we knew there was trouble in the house.
Because
There
now
was fire burning in the house. It was chaotic. Faith did not talk to us.
because
She did
you
not
guys
say
did me
a word.
bad.
She did not do anything. The only thing she did was to keep quiet, I think for around three days,
Yeah.
which is awkward at our home because at home we always talk. We always have stories. We are always chatting. We're always very close. And with mom and dad, that doesn't happen in their household.
Right, yeah.
That somebody is not talking to family members. No,
Yeah.
you never do that at our place.
No, you never.
have
No,
to-
that is. It's like that is an offense.
it is an offense.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to jail for that.
You
So,
Yeah, you can.
mom was so stressed because how come you're not talking to us? Because that's an abomination. And I told mom, you need to talk to Faith.
Yeah.
Faith did not listen. What happened?
I think mom beat me.
This is what he did with mom.
She beat me. Right?
This is
Did
what
she?
he did, yeah.
Yeah.
She asked me, you know, in Kenya,
Guys, can you imagine? She beat me just because I got beaten because I was not talking. Seriously.
it was not only about not talking, but also about the obsession with the phone. And
Maybe
you were
that.
not reading.
Ah.
So what happened? Mom told me, just go look for canes. You know, in Africa, there are these canes even in school.
Oh
But I think it's been abolished now. I don't know that they still use canes in
But
school.
I think they do. I mean,
Oh,
can it
probably.
really be abolished like 100%?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know though. So mom told me, go get those canes. And I got them and we hid them behind the door in the lounge. So mom just told me, go call Faith and get out. Then I will lock her.
That was so bad.
I can't even
When I
finish because
even
I
tell
don't
you,
like the end part.
no, because mom really beat me that day.
Of course
And
she
when I think about you and mom, I'm kind of angry between you two about that story. Can you imagine? And I was very young, but still, because I feel like, especially you, I feel like that was kind of betrayal, to be honest. Because, and you've never like apologized. You and mom have never said, okay, we're sorry. Okay, I don't know if I'm the one who took it too seriously.
No, I get your point because
Yeah.
you did not understand why you were hiding the phone.
Yeah. Okay, I know it was probably for my best
For
in
your good.
Yeah.
But you did not understand the good in that.
I did, at
That
the
is
time,
why.
no. Yeah,
Do
at
you
the time, no.
understand it now?
No, I do. I get. Yeah,
So
I get
on
it.
behalf of mom and I apologize.
Okay. All right.
Okay, can we go to the second story?
Yes,
I
we
have a
should.
second
Oh, you
story.
have a second
Yeah.
story. Yes.
So this is what happened, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I was in form 4.
Three?
Form 4. I
Oh,
was
form
almost
4 already.
finishing
Okay.
high school.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I
yes.
asked- and I asked Dad,
Yeah.
Dad, can I get a SIM card? Do you mind buying me a SIM card? Just a SIM card.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd never had a phone
Yeah.
before. Can you just get me a SIM card? And he was like, why do you need a SIM card? And I just told him, so I can talk to my friends.
Yeah.
You know what, guys? He looked for the chief,
Area chief, to be precise.
area chief. To do what? to talk to me about the dangers of having
A phone.
not a phone,
A SIM card.
a SIM card.
Interesting. I'll end it there. That was okay.
Next, who is going next?
Oh my god.
I think it's you.
Okay, is it me? Okay. All right then. Well, I think I would go for this. This was really funny because if you would ask your parent probably to buy you something like a pizza, maybe anytime, like maybe today you bought something nice, let's use that, and then tomorrow you still want something nice again. That's when your parents now will ask you, so are we going to buy that or are we going to pay your school fee? You know?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, so that is one thing. I know it happened so many times. I mean, when you ask your mom, maybe I need money for this thing, and you'll just be reminded that we have other important things to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll just merge that with what I wanted to say next is that African parents never had money.
Oh, because every time.
They only had money for what they deem important.
Yes.
Because you asked for pizza, not even pizza. Did you? What was the first time you had pizza?
I just used it's just now that I just used that example. Guys, what was pizza?
What was pizza? Don't even go further.
Okay, let's just leave it there because
The farthest you could go was ask for what?
pesa ya sweetie.
Yeah, just for candies, for
Yeah.
sweets,
Yeah.
little things. But they never understood, why do you need that? We have
Right.
school fee to pay.
Yeah.
Okay, you can choose. Do I pay school fee or buy you candies?
Or maybe
And you know the
if
answer.
or do you want this dress? If you said you wanted a dress, you'll be reminded that you have so many clothes.
She could even go and get them.
You have this, you have this, you have this. So are you gonna have the other one, or do you want us to just pay your school fees?
Yeah.
And you will definitely want your school fee paid.
Yes, and
Yes.
when you talk of the issue like the dress,
Yeah.
one thing they could do is if you ask for an extra dress and you tell
Yeah.
them probably you've outgrown the other one or
Yeah.
it's quite big,
Yeah.
they would just tell you go to the tailor and fit it to your size.
Yes.
There's no money to buy new clothes.
There's never money. But I think we are growing to be those parents in that perspective.
I pray I don't become that because I really hope to get them what they want when I can,
Yeah.
so that I avoid this trauma.
Hopefully, because, we never forget.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going next, right? When you ask them to drop you off at school, they start telling you how they used to walk through rivers and hills to get,
to get to
school.
school. Yeah. It just reminded me.
There's a lot of stories here.
There's so much to unpack with just that point.
I
Oh my
remember
God.
my aunt
Yeah.
used to tell us how they went to school. You might think they were going for war.
Yeah. She even said at some point that she used to carry what is this called? Is a panga.
Machete.
Machete? It's called machete. Okay. A machete, because now they would meet dangerous animals.
I hope that's the right pronunciation. Yeah.
Machete. I don't know. I hope so. That she had to carry it at some point because they were working in the forest.
Yeah.
They had to fight some animals. Can you imagine? What was that?
Yeah, she used to say that
God.
whenever they were going to school,
Yeah.
they used to go through this forest,
Yeah.
these bushes. I don't know whether they even swam in the rivers to get to the other side of the river.
Yeah.
So that's the story. She used to tell us that they used to carry food in tins and hide it in the forest.
Uh-huh.
Then at lunchtime, they don't go home. They just go to the forest. And in that food, there's already some ants around it.
So they have to.
So they have to clear off the ants.
Yeah. So they can't
And
have
eat
the
the
food.
remains, then go back to school. I don't know whether that's
I don't
true
know
or
how
not.
true that is. And we have an uncle. Uncle, he said that at one point he even met a lion. Seriously, listen. How would you meet? Okay, because how would you meet a lion and surviving. Come tell the story. Like,
I've never had that.
he said,
Bless them.
he said that. Your Uncle James.
Yeah. Uncle James.
Yeah, he said
Okay,
that.
I think
Yeah.
you're going next.
Okay.
Wow.
That's really. Oh, is it me? All right then. Well, I have another one, right?
Yeah.
If you are a child, you cannot get tired. As long as you are a child, you have to be sent anywhere to go get anything because why are you tired?
You're a child.
Oh, why are you tired? Children have so much energy. It's just.
And children, you're not looking for school fees, so why are you tired?
Yeah. Oh my God. It's just. That was a good one.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Same to that. If you're a child, you're not supposed to feel back pain when walking.
No, where is the back pain coming from? Do you
Did you
have a
give
kid?
birth?
Did you give birth?
Oh, that's
Oh my God. Yeah. And, you just, okay, now there's this other one. I should have said it when we were talking about when you're sick. But a sick person used to drink Ribena. Yes.
And let me tell you, sometimes I could get sick so that I have Ribena.
Yeah. So listen, until this day, I see Ribena somewhere and I know it's for sick people.
sick people.
Yeah, because,
I don't know
We use-
why they related. I don't know, maybe Ribena has
or maybe
some-
because they had drawn some fruits on top of Ribena.
Do you know why?
Why?
I think it's because that was luxury. How can you have Ribena on a normal day?
Wait, why? There's
How can you
water.
have Ribena? There's water.
There's water. You can literally have water. You just reminded me, like, so this means some children would even fake being sick,
Why? What are you?
so you
asking?
can have Ribena and Lucozade.
I am the child.
So you're the child.
You have to fall sick to have Lucozade.
Yeah.
You have to
Oh my
fall sick
God.
not to do duties at home.
Yes.
You have to fall sick not to go to school. Interesting moments.
Right. Yeah.
Who's going
You
next?
go. You.
All right. The next is if they borrow money from you, don't expect it back.
Why are you asking your mother to pay you back?
I carried you in my womb.
How about the food that you guys eat every day at home?
I carried you on the back when you were young. My back is still aching until now.
Until now, and you're asking me to give you back your 150 shillings.
Are you normal?
You don't do that to your mother.
You just reminded me.
You don't do that to your mother.
Faith used to have lots of money.
I used to.
I don't know where she found this money because
I don't know.
everybody always had a debt. We always owed her.
So,
She could always remind you, you have my 20 shillings.
and you
have
would
my
have,
100.
and you would pay it back.
And you don't even remember when you asked her for money.
I used to remember,
I just remember. Anyway,
and I think sometimes I used to even just say it so that you could mom can give me some money with Daddy. Like, Daddy, you have my money.
yeah, for those who come from Africa, from Kenya,
Yeah.
there's always a season. Also,
Right.
where we come from, there's always a season of a maize harvesting season. So in that time, when the harvest has been done, you can go to the farm and gather the remains
Right.
and sell them. Or once the harvest has been done, there's always a machine that comes to grind
Yeah.
the maize to separate the maize, the corn from
Yes.
the cob. So on that day, people normally get some extra maize that you can sell. I tell you what, Faith used to go to get those that have been harvested already, that the machine has already separated. She
Yeah.
could have like a full sack for herself. Just she could just steal.
Yeah, I used to
In
just
plain
go
light.
and steal it
That's
and
why-
put it in my bag.
You always owed her because she could tell mom, you have my 10 sacks, not 10 sacks,
No.
10 gallons of maize.
Right, yeah.
You understand? And
That's
then
what I
one
used
thing
to
that
do.
you always used to do as well is she used to go to the market and buy sweets, candies, and I don't know what to
I
call
was
it
a
in
business
English.
lady.
She was a business lady.
Yeah, at my
some,
age.
some little things like sweets. Then if she gets them at say $2, let
Yeah.
me put it because our audience
Oh,
is all
yeah,
over.
it's
Say
global,
$2, she could split it to very tiny pieces
Yeah.
and gather children from the village. And she could tell them because she used to have chores to do at home, like cleaning the compound.
Uh-huh.
She could tell them, if you clean the compound, I will give you
I'm gonna
this.
give it to you.
So she could just, I remember,
Yeah.
kids could always come home because
Yes.
Faith had called them. They clean the compound. They do everything that had been given to her because we used to split chores. When they finish, Faith will distribute these small candies to those babies. And trust me, those were very memorable moments for those kids. Another thing she could do for those candies, instead of giving them to the kids, she could sell them
Yes.
to the children as well.
Yeah. And you know,
So-
mom would come back home in the evening and like, oh my God.
compound is
the
clean.
compound is clean, everything. This is so nice. Not knowing that I gathered the kids and made them clean the compound just for tiny little sweets.
I know. So, for African parents, if you gave them money,
Yeah.
that's it. I've paid your school fee. I have carried you. You're feeding in my home,
Yes. So,
rent free.
so there's no money I'm going to pay you back
There's
as
no
an
money.
African parent here.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. So is it me to go?
Yeah.
All right, then. I think there was this rule that you're not allowed to come back home late. And you did that several times, coming back home late. And you had quite a good session with Daddy, I think. Yeah, so many times.
I think I have a story for every point. Let me tell you.
Tell us what happened.
It did not even happen once.
Yeah, it
It
did not. That's
happens
what I'm
almost
saying.
all the time.
It happened so many times.
And up to now, I don't know why I used to run late. So this day, I went to Eldoret town. I don't know what I went to do. Then, of course, I ran late and it was Friday. You know, at our home, Fridays were very special, Friday evening, because we go to church on Saturday. And so it's expected that by Friday sunset, everything has been done.
Yeah.
Cooking has been done. There's no more chores. It's just singing
Right.
at home as you prepare to go to church the next day. I arrived home at 11 p.m.
At night.
at night.
Listen, those of us who were even home, we were even stressed. We are home, but we're very stressed because she's not home and Daddy is home. And we know that once Daddy is stressing and Daddy is very angry. So those of us who were home, we were even stressing because, oh my God, what are you coming to tell Daddy?
They were even
Where were
texting
you?
me, "Where are you? What are you doing?"
Yeah. Yeah.
I arrived, but you know what? It takes almost 3 hours from Eldoret town
True.
to home. But Daddy never understood that. And
I know Daddy would say, why didn't you leave early?
early.
Yeah.
But now, oh my God. So
I
what
mean,
happened?
you would find you had so many things to do, right?
I know. So what happened that day? When I came home, Daddy was seated. There's a place outside the house at 11 p.m.
Right.
He was seated outside waiting for me. Mommy has gone to sleep, very mad at me.
Because why would you do that to your father?
And I remember I had taken a motorcycle. If you know what that means.
Yeah.
I had taken a motorcycle from our shopping center to home. Then immediately I just want to get into the house. I hear someone calling, "Lucy." You know when my dad calls you by your first name,
Yeah.
Just know.
It's serious business.
you better go back where you came from. And I just heard Lucy turning back. It's Daddy, and he's approaching me. Then he just gets into the house and goes to sleep. No word.
That was bad. I feel like it's better if he would have even said something.
Oh my good Lord. You can't say hi. You can't say sorry.
No.
You can't say anything. Because the only thing he said was Lucy. Then he just passes by. You just move aside. He passes by, gets into the house, and goes to the bedroom.
Right. I think for him, he just wanted to make sure you're home. I mean, he was waiting for you outside to make sure you're home. And the minute he saw you coming in, because he was very angry, he couldn't even talk to you. That's when he just decided, let me just go to bed now that she's home. Yeah. And did you talk about it the next day, though?
No, we have never.
You've never talked about it. Well, better, because it would have been a whole conversation. Okay, are you gonna go or is it you? Yeah.
You can go.
All right then. Is it me? Do you want to go first?
Okay.
All
right. The next is if you get an A plus in class, why did you not get an A plus plus?
No, what did you say?
If you get an A plus.
An A
plus.
A plus.
It is possible to still get an A plus.
More.
If you get an 80 in mathematics,
yes.
Where did the other 20 go?
You would have possibly gone the other way further. Why did you leave the other 20? Where did it go?
The examiner knows it is possible. That is why he set it at 100. So why do you leave the 20?
How good was the other person who went all the way to 96? Why didn't you? What was the difference between you two? You can't even, I mean, of course there's so much difference with your intelligence and all.
Of course.
But you would have answered why.
Yeah, sometimes they could not even appreciate that you have performed well.
Right.
The only thing is, okay, I think there's something better.
Yeah.
But I think on the other hand, it helps us because it teaches you to never settle.
Yes, that's true.
And to know that you can still achieve more than that. And in most cases, by the way, that question could always trigger you, and in the next exam you find yourself performing way better than.
That's true. I think it was their way of saying, do you know you can actually do better than that?
Can do better.
Yeah.
You know what?
But it's how they said it.
Yes.
Yes.
I wanted to tell you there's one thing with with African parenting.
Yeah.
It is more of you have to do this than you can do this. Like the voice that is
you can really do this. You know, you're really good at this. So as them, it was like, are you kidding? Why would you?
I think gentle parenting can't come into play here.
No. What do you mean gentle parenting? That doesn't work. It doesn't work.
But I think it really helped us.
Yeah, it did.
Because at the end of it, you perform well.
Yeah. Because again, you don't want to disappoint again your parents, you know. But I think we kind of understood it in a way, because the way they would even tell you, why would you get these 80? Next time you would want to now get even more than what you had gotten. Yeah. So it was their way of saying you can do better than this. Yeah. Yep. I think one of the things, again, in an African parent math is that you were not allowed to, there was nothing like sleepover. You see kids these days, you can be like, you know what, Dad, Mom, we're going to have a sleepover at this so-and-so's place. But you would have to make a call and explain to your parents, where is this place you're going to do a sleepover? Who are the parents?
Talking of that.
Yeah.
I remember there were times we could go to visit family friends. And you know, when you are with your friends, with your peers, you want to spend time together.
Yeah.
You want to bond, you want to play, you want to eat.
Yeah.
You want to do anything. And when it comes to evening, it could always be a very sad moment because you're partying.
Yeah.
And you could start asking your friends' parents to call your parents to ask them if you can sleep.
You can't call them directly. No, you can't call them directly.
Mom will be like, I sent you. You're supposed to come back by 6. What are you still doing?
What do you mean? What do you mean? So now you have to talk to your friends' parents. Like, can you talk to my dad? Yeah.
And sometimes I think they could sometimes just say, they've said no because they also understand.
Yes.
What that means.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
So I think that's it. Do you have any other? Let me see.
Let me just see if I have any other. Well, I think this is just probably, I don't know if this, I mean, you couldn't call your parents by their name anyway.
Even up to now.
Even up to now, you can't anyway. Yeah, so we can't say that's an African parent man. No,
really.
Okay. Yeah. Well then,
I think the last one. It's not. I don't know whether it is an African parent math or your parent will not let you out of home at 6 p.m. They expect you back at 6 p.m. but they will send you abroad to study. What an irony!
They would send you to a whole different continent.
We are here in a totally different continent.
Knowing nobody. Yeah, but you cannot come home late. But you can just go to a different continent. But coming home late when you're in Kenya?
No.
You cannot do that thing.
No. I think that's a wrap for today.
Right. Before we wrap it up,
Yep.
I'm just thinking of this. It's like in an African home, it's like in an African home, you need to get married at some point. But you cannot date. You cannot
cannot
just
have a boyfriend
you
or
cannot
girlfriend.
tell your dad, "Hey daddy, I'm coming with my boyfriend today."
Hey.
What is that you're telling your father?
I'm doing what?
You're coming with who?
Where?
Because I've realized in this Western culture that just a high school kid is like, "Hey daddy, I have a boyfriend." And even at work, some of their parents are just like at work, they're just giving you how their weekend was, and they're like, "Oh, my daughter even came with their boyfriend," and the daughter is in high school.
And they even say,
Yeah.
I have a son who is 20 years old. He lives at home with his girlfriend. We live together.
Exactly. But in an African home, you say anything. You just need to get married at some point, okay? But no dating. What is that? Who is that you're bringing home?
In fact, I remember.
Oh my God!
I think we need to
And
talk
it's
about
even and
this.
it's even scary. Like you can't even think about it.
No, you can't because wait.
S-
I'm even scared thinking about it because
You can't.
I think this has to be a story of its own.
We probably have to do a story time for that.
A story time
Yeah.
about dating in an
Yeah.
African home. You
We
know
will.
what?
No, we will do a story time because it's probably.
I have very much. So, guys, I'm sure you enjoyed
Yes.
this episode.
Definitely.
So, please, you can tell us in the comment section which one you relate to and what else do you think we could have added in this conversation.
And we would probably do as part 2.
Yeah, we can. If you
Yeah.
want a part 2, we can go ahead. So,
Yes.
thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you guys for watching, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. All our social media platforms are Blend and Bond Podcast. So please go ahead and share to your friends, Blend and Bond Podcast, and let's grow together. You can also like our TikTok page, which is Blend and Bond Podcast, our Instagram, and you can actually just give us a DM on Instagram, and we can have a conversation at Blend and Bond Podcast, guys. But thank you for watching today's video. See you on our next video, guys.
Bye.
Bye.